Okay, you got to turn that off in the background.
Oh, that's my computer.
Well, that's not gonna. I can't have that. It's background.
I'm sorry. I'm cutting it off.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 29 years old.
All right. So what are we talking about? The boss chick, side chick, or are we talking about cheating or exercising options? What are we doing?
I guess exercising options.
All right. What's the issue?
I'm just 29 years old. I guess I'm just kind of like working on life every day.
Exercising. Okay. Exercising options is so something different. Are you single, married, what?
I'm single.
Do you want kids?
I have a 6-year-old.
And you're how old? 29?
I'm 29.
How long were you married to your ex-husband?
We were never married. We were
Why?
never married.
Do you want to be married?
I do. I didn't know at first, but now as I'm getting older.
You didn't know you wanted to be married at first before you had a kid?
I was just kind of young then. Well, not kind of young. I was just young and making like decisions.
You really weren't young.
I actually,
13, 15 is young. Hold on, man. Hold on. Oh, okay. Please don't overtalk me.
Sorry.
15 is young. 23 is a fully grown adult.
Okay.
We got to start calling you ladies adults because young doesn't excuse it. So now you want to be married?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be lonely.
I get it. You want any more kids?
I do. I want one more.
All right. So I always ask this question. After you're married and pregnant with your next child, do you want to have to work to pay significant bills?
I don't. I don't.
Okay. And then what percentage of the overall family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for a lifetime? So between you and the 2 kids and your husband, I mean, you got to make this money or else the family, you can't take it out. What percentage?
It's, I would say maybe like, I want to support my husband and, support my husband, but I don't want to be like working hard. Like, I feel like, me as the mother and as a wife and as a woman.
Okay, but hold on, but you're doing all that right now. As a mother and all that other stuff, you're paying 100% of the financial load.
Right.
So
and it's hard.
Well, so but in one breath you say God had an order too.
Right.
So you didn't do it God's way. So we can't say what God had intended.
Well, I'm saying I feel like God created man to be dominant. Women to be.
Well, he created, but let's stay on task. What percentage of the overall family financial load?
I don't want to say the wrong number. But
I just asked. You don't want to. You don't want to have
like 20%.
So 20. Hello. So 20%.
20%.
So meaning. So do you want to? If you lost your job or you decided to start working, do you want the family to be significantly financially impacted in any way?
No.
Okay. So that's not 20%. That's even less. Hold on. That's like about around 10 to 5%.
Okay.
What state do you live in?
I live in Houston, Texas.
Okay. So for a typical suburban middle class family of 4, what kind of annual income would you need to have to live the kind of life you want to have?
A family of 4?
To live the kind of life you want, I mean, do you want to travel?
With me not working and with my husband working?
Well, let's. Do you want to travel?
Yes, I love traveling.
Do you want to travel internationally?
Yes, I'm from South America, so I want to always go see my family.
So, do you want the kids to be able to go to college if they want to?
Yes.
Do you want to have to pay for that from the mother and the father? Or do you want the kids to have to get to college debt?
No, I want to take care of my child's college expenses.
So, in order to be able to live the kind of life you're talking about, be able to fund college, what kind of income do you think you would need annually?
For myself,
No, for four people.
I would say maybe like 200,000-300,000 if you want to live like
About three
regular.
hundred, about $300,000 a year.
Yeah, if you want to live kind of regular.
And kind of regular.
I mean,
Hmm.
nice. If you want to live nice, like you
Yeah,
and your family.
that's fine. How tall are you?
I'm
Hello?
5'6".
Are you on your
I don't know.
computer?
I'm 5'6". No,
I need
I'm
you
not.
to, okay, man, do me a favor. I need you to, I'm running the show. I need you to focus on the show, okay?
I'm focused.
Dress size?
Um, 8.
Okay. How much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
170.
Um, Last couple of questions. On a scale from 1 to 10, you can't use 7. What would you rank yourself? Fresh face, out of the shower, your natural hair, no makeup, just your face.
8,
Okay.
maybe 7, 8,
You can't use 7.
7,
Uh,
8.
You can't use 7. So
Oh,
you have to
okay.
either. It's okay.
8.
So,
I mean,
okay. So, and if you want to pay 10%, that means a man has to make around $270,000 a year. Do you care if he's black or not?
no.
Is your child's father black?
He's Afro Latino.
Okay. What percentage of men of color then earn $250,000 or more?
I would think, I mean, now in this time and age, I don't know, maybe close to, maybe like under 50%, maybe like between 40-50%.
Earn $250,000 or more?
Oh, 250,000. Oh, I would say maybe like 50%.
50%?
Yeah, maybe like
So,
50%.
so every other man in Houston you meet makes $250,000.
Every other man.
That's 50%. So
Uh,
every other man you meet in Houston, every other man you see in Houston is making $250,000. They look like they're making that kind of money.
maybe the men that I meet.
No, man, that's not what I asked you. I asked
Okay,
you, you live
no,
in Houston.
no,
Okay.
no, then no. I mean, if you want to be factual, no.
Well, I do want to be factual because it's important.
Then no.
Because if you honestly think that 40 to 50% of men make $250,000 or more when the number is actually close to 1%, there's a problem.
Wow.
Have
Yes.
you ever dated your child's father in the 1% of earners?
No, he's not. He makes a good amount of money, but he's not like,
Does he make over 6 figures?
yeah, he does.
Over 150?
He makes like probably about 150.
And why didn't you? Did he make that back when you guys were together?
Yeah, he did.
So why didn't you guys get married?
Uh, I mean, I don't know. After he kind of cheated, and after he cheated, I left him.
He kind of cheated.
Yeah. Well, not kind
Hmm.
of. He did. He cheated, and after he cheated, I left him.
Well, in all fairness, ma'am,
But
you're
I
how
was
old again?
younger.
That's okay. At almost 30 years old, right?
But now I don't think I
Listen,
would
listen.
a man for that.
Well, you better not. I
Yeah,
mean,
I wouldn't.
but you're almost 30, right?
Yeah.
What do you think the percentage chances are that a woman who's 30, almost 30 years old with a 6-year-old would find a man who wants to marry her and then she doesn't have to really work and can live a upper middle class, lower upper class lifestyle? What do you, out of 100%, what do you think the likelihood of that is?
Mm, I don't know, honestly. I don't know, but me speaking for myself
Mm-hmm.
personally, I don't think I've dated a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but um, I don't know. I think
You gotta give me a number. I mean, that's what you're banking on.
uh,
That's what you're banking on.
I'm gonna say 20%. I'm gonna say 20%, but I don't know. I don't.
You think it's above 20% or below 20%?
I think maybe below 20%.
We're already talking about the top 1% of men. Okay. So that means 1 out of 100. And that man, we don't know how old he is, his race. We don't know if he's married or single, gay or straight. And you do what for a living again?
I have a small business.
Okay. What's that mean?
Um, I am a permanent makeup artist.
Like eyebrows and that
Yeah,
kind of stuff? Okay. So you didn't go to college for that.
I did not.
So how often what's the likelihood of a woman who didn't go to college marrying a guy who is likely a college graduate or a very high earning businessman? See, this is what I do. I ask you ladies questions because the lives you want, you imagine these extravagant lifestyles that and if you don't find this man, you got to pay 100%. Are you getting child support?
Yeah, I am, but I didn't put him on child support. He put himself on child support.
Okay, that's fine. But the fact of the matter is, you got to fund 100% of your life. And see, this is what men love to ask women. And I'm going to ask you, why is it that you can work to pay 100% of your life today, but you think if getting a husband, you can sit on your ass and do nothing?
I don't think that.
Okay, sit at home and only do enough to cover 10 to 20%. Men still look at that as like, that's what the question men are asking. I ask it the way men are thinking.
But I don't think that. I don't think that. I mean, the thing is, I don't mind. Like, I
Ma'am,
don't mind.
don't mind, ma'am, but you don't want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant. You really don't want to have to work. You don't want the
Right.
stress. Okay, so effectively, no matter how you say it, today I gotta be a working single mother. But if I get married, I should live a life of luxury or ease. I should not have to work like this. It shouldn't have to be this hard. Why do you get that?
I think it's kind of like I feel like whatever life you provide for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
then you kind of want like a person to like come in and like match that or
So you're making
if it,
you're making $250,000 a year?
no.
Okay.
No, but
Okay.
I'm not making that amount, but I can
Okay.
still provide like good for myself and for
Uh-huh.
my child.
Do you have savings and investments?
I do have savings. I save a lot.
Okay. Okay. So
Every
if you don't get married, if you don't get married, God forbid you don't get married, and you reach 65 mandatory retirement, are you going to have your $2.4 million in cash?
hell no.
So everything you're talking about, whatever you do, ma'am, you're not making enough money.
Right. And that's facts.
So that's your reality. You may make money and you may do well, you're surviving, cool, whatever. But this is what men hear. She's willing to live a life like this. But in order to get married, a man needs to come in and be in the top 1% of earners. And then she should not have to work. And what does he get? He gets a kid out of the deal. And he gets to be a stepfather to somebody else's kid. And all that extra responsibility.
It's not like that though.
Ma'am, is like that. And you need to hear that. I'm telling you it's like that because that's what you just said. You
I,
see all these hearts? These are the men saying that's what it's like. Y'all don't seem to understand what y'all say. I'll be a single mother working hard by myself, but it's hard. But if I get a man, he needs to come in and make all this go away because I can do bad all by
But that's
myself.
not what I'm saying, though. That's what you are saying,
Ma'am,
Kevin. That is not what
well,
I
check that,
am
check
saying,
that shit,
sir.
check that shit, check that shit.
Sir, that is not
Check
what I'm
that, check
saying.
that shit.
Because you're trying to speak
Check
for
that.
me,
No,
and that's
no,
not what
no,
I'm
no, no, no. I'm
saying.
saying
That's not what
exact.
I'm
First off, don't
saying.
overtalk me. Ma'am, don't get mad. Don't get upset
I'm
because,
not mad. I'm
well,
laughing because
you're
you're very
laughing.
funny.
Well, no, what's funny
Like,
is,
you're very funny.
no, what's funny is you thinking that half a million make $250,000. What's funny is women like you honestly thinking your reality is real. I don't think any of this is funny at all. I think it's fucking sad, honestly. And when you get upset when I'm sitting down going through the numbers, and I don't care if you don't like the way I put it, the math is the math. You said you don't want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant. Did you work while you were pregnant with your first child?
No, it's not.
Did you
I
work
don't.
to pay? Did you work to pay? Did you
Can I?
work? Did you answer my? No, you can answer my question. You can speak. Did you work when you were pregnant with your first child?
I did not.
Okay, go ahead.
I did not work.
Go
So
ahead.
I'm not saying I'm not saying that I want a man to come in and like take care of me. I like to work. I like to work just as hard, and I want to support my man as well. And at the end of the day, like me having a child, if a man chooses to come into my life and marry me with my child, that's his decision. That's because that's what he wanted to do, and that's just what we have agreed on. Like, yeah, I understand. Like, what man is gonna, I mean, not what man, but a man would prefer to, have a woman that does not have a child and, probably is doing this and probably can do this for herself, and why not? But I mean, I can do very good for myself, very well for myself, and like come into a man's life and provide a great lifestyle as well and be a good supportive woman towards my man without having to take so much from him. We can like do it together. Like, I'm not looking for no man to come and take care of me or nothing like that. Like, I'm gonna
Okay,
work just
ma'am.
as
Okay, you start.
hard.
Okay, man. Okay, you're starting to repeat yourself, ma'am. All that you just said, and I'm gonna go to a very simple thing: 10%. You and all the words you just said want to be responsible for 10% of $300,000. 10%. That ain't no damn support.
So what do you think that
10%. No, 10%. And you need to listen. You're responsible for 100% today. And you don't make that kind of money. You want a husband, and you want a husband to elevate your lifestyle. You don't want to keep the lifestyle. You want it to be elevated. You want to be able to travel internationally and visit your family and all this other kind of stuff.
we want to
Fine.
elevate each other's lifestyles in
But
different
somebody
ways,
has to pay for it.
but we can both pay for it though.
You
Like,
can't.
you
You
just
cannot. No, ma'am. Please. You can't if you're only responsible for 10%.
okay.
That's what I'm talking.
Okay.
That's what all the men are saying. See, because what ladies like you don't like to hear is what are you bringing to the table that is so special that a man needs to pay such a high price for? You're talking about 1 out of 100 men. Do you know the amount of women that want that man? Do you know what the competition is? And at your age with a child, it is exceedingly rare. This is why I said this whole thing at the beginning. I wish everybody's trying to sing Sierra's prayer and looking for Russell Wilson. Why can't you just get an average man?
Yeah, and that's fine with me too. An average
How
man.
much is an
I have
average
a
man? How
problem
much
with
is an
that.
average man? How much does an average man earn in this country?
I would like I would say it just depends. Like,
No, it doesn't.
I mean,
That number is the same. It doesn't depend. That number is the same. What does an average man in this country earn?
so what is an average man?
Ma'am, based upon earnings.
I would say maybe between like 70 to 100,000.
And this is why men are leaving women like alone. Because this what, man, due respect, you just said you thought 50% of men made $250,000 or more when you don't make that.
I mean, my numbers
Stop,
could be
ma'am.
wrong.
Stop. You know, you're
No,
very
I'm just
wrong.
coming up with
Stop,
numbers
ma'am.
at the top
But you
of
come,
my
no,
head.
you pulling, and that's the problem. You are a 30-year-old woman with a child, and you're pulling numbers out of the air like a kid. You should know this stuff because these are the men that you're going to have to deal with if you want to get what it is you say you want. The average man in this country, the average black man in this country earns right at $41,000 a year. The average white man earns 52. And you're saying
Oh,
70, listen, you're saying 70 to 100, split the difference as 85. That is the top 15% of men. So this is the problem. Women like yourself go out into the world thinking that men are making all this damn money. And when you find a man who is an average man, then their money ain't enough. Then you think you should get a man over here. And these men over here who are making the top 15% of men, they don't want men with pre-made families. They want to make their own
so
because they know they're in
I'm
demand.
50,000. So I guess I'm an average lady. So I need to look for the same thing.
You're a baby mama, yeah.
Okay.
You're a baby mama with a permanent makeup business. No disrespect, but that it's not. You're not going to be up for the Nobel Peace Prize. What makes you special other than you're cute?
Nobody said that.
That's my point.
Saying that's
My
what you're
point.
saying. Nobody
My
said that.
so
That's
I'm
you're saying
saying
all of this
I
stuff.
am saying
Saying.
that an average man is when, only in this generation an average man is an insult. And 50, 70 years ago, pretty women, cute women were with average, hardworking factory men every day.
Mm-hmm.
But today, women who are adjustable sixes, I give you an adjustable six. That's cute to pretty. But you got to knock off something for the kid and the weight, but still adjustable six. Six adjustable six. Y'all, you ladies, not just you, but women seem to think as they get older and more experienced that their value increases and it
It
decreases.
decreases, and I understand
You
that.
so if your child's father, you said you didn't get with him because he cheated, okay. But if he was earning the kind of money you're talking about, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You don't tend to get higher than your baby daddy. Now, would you honestly date a man who was making $25 an hour or $21 an hour?
I personally wouldn't because I make more than that. So I wouldn't want that. You know, it's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, I'm shutting that down for anybody else. It's just like for me personally because, I do make, I'm not, I'm able to little.
This is why I have zero sympathy for women like you who will find yourself at the end of life out of money. I hope you find a bench or a nice tent to live in.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. What happens to people in life when
Why
they
would you
have
wish
no
that on
money?
somebody though? Like that's
Well,
not
I'll tell
nice.
you why. I'll tell you
Why would
why.
you wish
Excuse
for
me.
someone
I'll
to
tell you.
live in a
I would tell you
why would
why.
no, excuse
Don't
me,
ever
why would
fucking
you
talk to
no,
me.
excuse
Bitch,
me,
what is
why
your
would you
problem?
wish for
Don't know.
somebody to
See,
live in
this is
a
what I'm
bench?
telling you. Because your stupid ass thinks you're better than you are. That's why. I'm tired of you average ass basic baby mamas think you can take a shit on average men because you can tattoo some eyebrows on somebody's head. Lazy broad, laying on your back. Talk about it. It's not good enough for me. I earn more than that. You're a permanent makeup artist. I'm talking like you. Are you going to have your money for retirement? No.
And guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. More respect on Kevin Samuels being the legend. I think this video has gone a long way to expose so many things about modern women, especially when it comes to their standards. It's always so high. It's always something that you just cannot match being an average guy, because if we have a lady like this that is a baby mama, that was in a relationship with someone that was making $150,000 that happened to break up the relationship for whatever reason, talking about a man that is making $300,000, and she happened to say something like, men that are making $250,000 tend to be around 50% of men across the country. I mean, that's problematic, right? Because how do you have 50% of men making $250,000? And it is because of their circles that they run in, right? These type of women tend to run in circles that those men tend to have money. So they always think that that's the reality of most men. So sometimes I understand, sometimes it's understandable that these type of women talk about these numbers, these crazy numbers, just the way they talk about it, because their fantasy is almost like reality. And black women, not just black women, women in general, they have to stop with this bullshit of, oh, I was young. A woman that was 23-year-old that happened to give birth, you can't say you were young. No, you weren't young. If you were below 18, that we could say maybe you were young and dumb. But at age 23, I mean, let's be honest. It's just lack of accountability. They all don't always want to be held accountable for their kind of poor decisions that they've made in the past. That's why they tend to run to, I was young and dumb. And speaking about men that make $250,000, and she said something like she just want to pay 10 to 20% of the household bill, right? And as it stands, like Kevin Samuels was asking, you are currently in charge of 100% of your bill, right? But when a man just step in, you are saying, hey, I just want to take care of $25,000 because 10% of $250,000 is $25,000 a year. That's what you want to take care of. And the man is going to be in charge of $225,000 a year, which is crazy number by itself. And what makes you special to make these type of demands? Because I'm a female, because I have a pussy. That's just the reason I'm making these type of demands. You were not able to put these type of demands on the man that you reproduced in the first place, the first guy she reproduced with. She did not put these standards on that man because the man, she said he was making $150,000. And now, after birth, you are thinking of, oh, my value has raised after giving birth, so I've raised my standards into someone that should be making $250,000 to be able to have his way with me or walk down the aisle with me. In the first place, your age being 29 is a red flag to most men. That is one thing most women have to let it sink in. When you are around 29, men tend to look at you, okay, you're beautiful, you're cute looking, and you're single. Means there is question marks on you. That's how men tend to look at these things. And secondly, you have a baby with another dude. Men in general, not just high-value men, not just men that are making $250,000 a year, but men in general don't want pre-made families. They don't. Biologically, from biological standpoint, men don't want those things. But here we are, women with these crazy standards and thinking that, oh, I just can mention whatever I just want, and that's just going to be my reality or something like that. No. Men are sick and tired of these 304s, unplanned life, trying to always hold men to certain degree and certain standards. Men are sick and tired of these type of married women, and they are not going to go down the path with women that have reproduced again. And most men are even walking away from relationships. Like, let's be honest. Men are not prioritizing relationships nowadays like they used to, because most modern women, family court system and everything that surrounds marriage that could encourage men into wanting to marry, goes in favor of women. So men are kind of scared away from marriage, and on top of that, women's standards are too high. You see an average chick Talking about I want a guy that is making over $100,000 a year. Nowadays, being an average guy is an insult to average women, which is crazy. If you being an average woman don't want an average man, then who else want an average man? Below average or women that are above average, generally speaking. I mean, this is sad, and this is why marriage is going down in the West. It's just what it is, man. Guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for checking in. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Catch you in the next one. I'm out, and peace.